Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have what we usually call a personal statement on the recurring challenges in the Miraa Somalia market and other related issues. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of regional and national concern, namely the persistent challenges facing the Miraa sector, particularly the ongoing crisis in the Somali market and the broader implications for Miraa farmers and Kenya's agricultural sector. Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday, 17 April 2024, I requested a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism regarding the myriad of issues facing the Miraa sector. While I am aware that the Cabinet Secretary has submitted a preliminary report on the statement pending his appearance before the committee, the sector continues to grapple with the poor prices, cartel-like tendencies leading to the extortion of farmers, as well as adverse effects of the ban of freights delivering Miraa from Kenya by the Somalian government. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is an issue that continues to threaten the livelihoods of thousands of Miraa farmers, many of whom rely on this crop as a primary source of income. The drastic price reduction is the latest symptom of a sector plagued by mismanagement, inadequate support, and the unchecked influence of cartels, which continue to profit from the exploitation of farmers. As a result, the economic futures of these farmers are in jeopardy, with many unable to meet basic needs due to the collapse of Miraa prices. Mr. Speaker, sir, the federal government of Somalia's decision to suspend freights delivering Miraa to the Horn of Africa country has had a severe impact on the market for this key export crop. We need a comprehensive report detailing the causes of the recurring Kenya-Somalian diplomatic tensions, which have continued to this suspension. The report should also include the steps being taken to resolve these tensions in the long term, to ensure that Kenyan farmers are not disproportionately affected by these diplomatic disputes. It is imperative that we address this issue not just in the short term, but through a sustainable solution that will guarantee access to Somalia's market, which remains one of the largest for Kenya Miraa. Mr. Speaker, sir, the cartels operating in the Miraa sector have long been a source of frustration for farmers and traders alike. The government must provide a clear statement on whether the State Department for Trade has undertaken any significant actions to dismantle these cartels. They should include an assessment of the impact of these cartels on farmers' incomes and the broader Miraa value chain. Additionally, we need to understand the transparency of the monthly levies charged at the airport for Miraa exports. Who exactly is benefiting from these levies, and how are they contributing to the overall development of the Miraa sector? Mr. Speaker, sir, in the light of Somalia's actions regarding Miraa quotas and market access, the government must clarify whether it is considering a firm response, including the possibility of closing the Kenya-Somalian border to push back against Somalia's decisions. This is a critical matter not just for the Miraa sector, but for bilateral relations between our two countries. The government must outline the potential implications of such actions on both the Miraa trade and the livelihoods of Kenyans, particularly those in the affected regions. Furthermore, what diplomatic steps are being taken to prevent the escalation of tensions and secure long-term access to Somali market? Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a pressing need for transparency in the management of resources allocated to the Miraa sector. The Senate should be provided with a detailed report on the budgetary allocations to the Miraa, Petroleum and Industrial Crops Directorate for the last 3 financial years, that is 2021-22, 22-23, and 23-24 financial years. This report should include information on how these funds have been utilized and whether there have been any investigations into the misappropriation of these funds. Additionally, the Cabinet Secretary must clarify the status of any charges or convictions related to such misappropriation, as this is critical to maintaining public trust, and ensuring the effective use of taxpayer resources in supporting agricultural development. Mr. Speaker, sir, the negotiations with Somalia to increase Miraa market quotas have been ongoing for years. However, there is very little progress to show for these efforts. The government must provide an update on the current status of these negotiations, including the progress made in reopening closed Miraa markets and the specific steps being taken to diversify export markets beyond Somalia. Over-reliance on the Somali market exposes Kenyan farmers to significant risks, and we must explore new markets and trade routes to ensure the long-term sustainability of the Miraa sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a critical matter that requires swift and decisive action. Miraa farmers are facing the dual threats of cartels and diplomatic disputes, both of which are pushing them to the brink. Their livelihoods, their communities, and the entire Miraa value chain are at risk. It is therefore imperative that the government takes immediate steps to address these issues. And further, these issues as failure to act will result in even greater economic hardships for our farmers and further erosion of trust in the government's ability to manage vital agricultural sector. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, sir, in light of the above concerns, I challenge the Cabinet Secretary for Investments, Trade and Industry to urgently appear before the Standing Committee on Trade and Industrialization to provide a comprehensive report on these matters. The time to act is now, and we must ensure that our farmers are given the support and protection they need to thrive. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you for indulging my long statement. It is about the livelihood of the Meru community, and this is the only option I have, Mr. Speaker, to communicate to the affected people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.